Hello, I'm Tracy. I'm Somerset Sewist, and today I've decided I'm going to be making one of those drawstring makeup bags for a young friend of mine. She's obsessed with bees, so this is the main fabric, and this is going to be the lining fabric. These are leftovers of from a quilt I've just recently made for the same young lady, and I thought, as I've got this fabric, I may as well use it to make herself something nice to go with it. Right, so I folded this into quarters and then in half to make it a triangle. Because I'm using leftover fabric, I'm just gonna basically use what I've got and measure it rather than choose a measurement and stick to that. That's my pen. So what have I got? I have got, shall we say, don't normally work in centimetres, but I've got 34 centimetres. Decent pair of scissors, cutting through all these layers of fabric beautifully. There we have a pretty good circle of fabric, and I'm going to do the same, exactly the same with the lining. Now I need to make the handle and the closure. So this is the handle. It's about 9.5 by about 2.25 inches. I've done one in the main and one in the lining, and then this is the handle, the closure. I've done it, yeah, just shy of 10 inches by 6.5 inches, so kind of cut it in a rectangle and then rounded the two kind of end corners. I'm going to sew these together, right sides together, but leave this end open, and same with the strap. Sew it right sides together but leave either end open, because that's basically where I'm going to attach it to the makeup bag. beautiful. So I thought I was filming when I wasn't. So I've basically made the closure and sewn it on. I've made the strap and now I'm going to sew that on just above the closure. In fact, I'm going to make it the same width as the closure to make life easy for myself because I like doing that. I forgot to say I did actually interface the closure flap. I think it just needs a little bit of extra strength, even though this is quite decent quilting cotton, because I'm going to be adding a popper to it, or 2 poppers I think, probably. I don't know. I thought I'd add that little bit of interfacing just to firm it up a little bit. There I go again, cutting my thread too short, so it'll there we go. I know what I'm like. There we are. Didn't do it this time. Done. I've got a piece of fabric about 2 inches wide. I've cut a little V at the halfway mark I'm just going to pin this quickly to a point where I want to baste it onto this, so I can baste my turning gap, but I don't want that to be at the end, so I'm just quickly pinning it to a point, and then I'm going to baste an area, a length of about 3 inches. I'll do a quick baste before I pin it all together properly. I mean, you could kind of pin it all together and not bother basting, but I don't know. It just is easier for me to baste it first. At least I know it's attached to one of the sides before I try and turn it in the right way and lose myself and get in a muddle. I'm very easily muddled. I don't want to make life any more difficult for myself than it has to be. So that will do, and I will just quickly baste that bit there. I think just baste that, and then right, I've added a popper onto there and a popper onto there, so that's that done. Okay, so I've done everything. I've basted part of this on, pinned it most of the way, that one. So I need to add this, the lining. Don't need to be too fussy with that, but still, I guess fitting it to it will work. I've also measured and hemmed the second one for the other side, so that's ready to go on in a second when I finish this side. So I'm just pinning. I'll turn it over in a minute. The faces I must pull while I'm doing this are just So what are you making at the moment? I am working, as well as this is just a little afternoon project. I like to have a long-term project, and I'm doing Laurie Holt's Hometown Quilt. I started it a couple of days ago. I haven't got my main fabric yet. I'm waiting for that to come in the post. So I've done 2 of the blocks. I've done the flag block and the pineapple block. I've done all the pieces for that. They're all put away in a box for the moment. Might get them out and show you one day. Sure, I'm not good enough at that to actually show you me doing it yet, so it's yeah, it's tricky, but I'm enjoying it. Don't get me wrong, I'm loving doing it. I mean, absolutely loving doing it, really. So, which has come as a surprise. I thought I would find it, I don't know, I thought I'd find it quite difficult, but yeah, I mean, it's not the easiest thing I've ever done, but it is very enjoyable. I kind of come up here and say, oh, I'll go and spend an hour upstairs in my little sewing room, and 4 hours later I've kind of reappear, and yeah, it's all right. I had it was Mother's Day yesterday, so I came up. I had a CD player as one of my presents from my lovely children, and some CDs, which is quite nice. So I came up here just listening to music while I was sorting fabric, cutting out templates and sewing away. Yeah. Alright, you don't really want to watch me finish this, it's very boring. Anyway, I'm just going round in the circle, sewing it all. I'm just going to start sewing just past the little bit where I basted. Oh, she says, being terribly optimistic that she hasn't unthreaded her needle, but doesn't matter. It takes but a second to sort it out, doesn't it? There we go. Right, now my needle is threaded and away we go. We are going to have to pull everything through that hole, so we need it to be strong there. Isn't that fabulous? Oh. I lost my little ironing mat, which I use as a pin cushion more than anything. It's a fabulous little thing. Took me, what, 2 minutes to go round? Maybe 2.5. It's funny, it's the prep, isn't it? Like everything, you kind of, it's the pinning that takes the time. The sewing takes no time at all. We call the hobby sewing, but you know, we spend more time measuring, cutting, ironing, pinning, everything but sewing. And people that are so good at ironing, oh, I could never sew. Well, you know, you do the hardest part as far as I'm concerned. Better than I could. Right, let's double check. Yep, all the pins are out. Now let's find my hole. Oh, where's my hole gone? There's my hole. There's my little hole. Found my little hole. Pull the whole thing through the hole. Something a bit untidy there. Oh, it's just some threads, that's fine. All through. Lovely, lovely, lovely. All done. Now all I've got to do is sew around this and then thread the laces through. I bought boot laces and I'll show you when it's all done. And here we are, all finished. I'm so happy with it, and I'm sure Katie Lou will be too. It's turned out really nice. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a very happy 18-year-old on my hands the next time I meet up with her. So yeah, it's quite a simple project. I probably made it look a bit more complicated than it is, but yeah, pleased with how it's turned out. Hope you have a go at making one.